just moved it.
Oh.
Hi everybody.
I think it's okay.
Welcome to Twinset and Purl's Knitting Podcast.
Episode 36.
So, how long has it been? 3 weeks?
Just under 3 weeks, I think. Yeah.
14th, wasn't it? I think we were together last.
Yeah.
So, of course, it's Friday today. I'm all over the place because I'm here I came here last night.
Sorry, I'm just grabbing something out.
Because we've got stuff to do after we do this today, so we wanted to get started early. And so I came last night, and
it feels like Saturday.
Yeah, it feels like Saturday. So I'm all over the place. Anyway,
let's just introduce ourselves.
Yeah.
In case there's new viewers.
I was just about to do that.
Okay.
I'm Jo.
I'm Rachel.
I'm the oldest twin, but you wouldn't know that. And I get bossed around by the youngest twin.
I think you're just as bossy as me sometimes.
Anyway, we're here today to tell you all about our FOs and our whips and our acquisitions. We've got some admin.
We've got some lovely KALs going on. Well,
yeah,
we
have.
on.
But before we start, we're just a little bit of what have you been doing in the last 3 weeks?
Well, I've had a few health issues.
But excitedly, you've had your other eye
I've had my other
on.
eye done, so I can now see without glasses at distance. I need them for knitting. So I have to wait 6 weeks to have an actual eye test.
Which is a bit weird for your brain, isn't it? Because it's the opposite.
It's the opposite of what I used to do. So I used to sit with my my husband Mark used to complain because I always used to sit with my glasses on my head. And I do that quite a lot still with these ones. But these are my new little readers that I've got. Quite cute. I quite like them actually. And if they're the right strength for
Harry
me.
Potter.
Yeah, they're like, we used to wear glasses like that, didn't we? Anyway, yeah, so, sorry, smacking my lips then. It was weird because I was absolutely desperate to have the second eye done. I had 2 weeks of being able to see distance with this eye, short-sighted, close up with this eye, and that is weird, let me tell you. And I was talking to the doctor and I said, you know, it probably goes even quicker, doesn't it, when you have the second one done? He said, actually, what people say is they notice so much more around them that's happening because they're not as nervous as they were the first time. So when you have the first one and you have to keep your eye trained on these lights, and that is all you focus on. And I think you also try to not kind of work out what they're doing. The second one, you actually pay a bit more attention. Yeah. So it was weird, but both eyes are wonderful now, and so much better than they were. And I've written a pattern this week.
Yay!
So yeah,
that's really
so
good.
I have had a good couple of weeks. I had a fever and had to go to hospital because that's what you do when you're on chemo and you have a fever. You have to ring them up and you have to go to hospital. But they sorted I've had lots of blood taken and stuff like that. But yeah, they sorted me out and I'm doing okay now. And yeah, so you've done some nice things. You've been to New Frills.
Oh yes, last week I've had my COVID and my flu jabs, and they weren't bad at all. They did make the skipping a little bit more painful for a couple of days because both arms were hurting. But I've also finished my skipping challenge, which
You've done so well.
By the end, it was really good. Yeah, the hardest bit was actually remembering to do it every day. If I didn't get up first thing in the morning and do it, and there were a couple of days when I couldn't because I didn't have enough time. Remembering to do it later on, and one night I got into bed and I was like, I haven't done my skipping, so I had to get out of bed and do it. And then I did it first thing the next morning, so it was like
double.
It was quite heavy going. But anyway, it was all fine, and I kind of enjoyed it.
Have you done it since?
I haven't done it since. It's been
3 days.
3 days, but next week I'm gonna get back in it. I'm gonna try and build up the time that I can skip for. So it's quite really good. So all over body work.
Yeah, and it's quite a good thing for this country because you can't always go outside.
Yeah. And it's quick. I mean, I'm doing it took me about 6-7 minutes to do 100 skips. I'm not going to count them anymore, but I'm just going to try and build the time up. And I'm like, if I can do 15 minutes
Yeah, you could do that twice a day if you wanted to.
Yeah. So we'll
yeah.
just
Brilliant.
see how it goes.
Yeah.
But so I raised £385 with plus gift aid. So yeah, thank you to everybody who sponsored me. Really happy with that.
Great.
So knitty wise, I went to the No Frills Knit Social last weekend. It was the second birthday of Meg's shop in Bristol, which is my LYS, and I absolutely love the yarn that she stocks in there. So it was my pleasure to go along to that and meet some knitters from the southwest. Most of them were from the southwest. Had a lovely time.
Made a friend.
I'm going to meet up with her next week. So apparently there's quite a few knit groups around, and I didn't really know.
Apparently there are here as well, but
I was like, I just want to do one at the Steam Crane, which is it's kind of the nearest pub that would be good for, like bright enough to knit in. And this lady was like, I'd love to do that too. So we're meeting up next Tuesday.
Going to start a new.
Yeah, and I kept saying to my husband, I think I might have got a new friend. But no, it was lovely. We had dinner in this nice little restaurant just down from the shop, and we all sat and did our knitting while we in between courses, and we chatted, and yeah, it was lovely.
I wish
bought
I could
a
have
few
come,
things,
but I only just
so
had
I'll be sharing
I
those
just had
later.
my second eye surgery, so I couldn't go. But hopefully I can. We're going to try and visit the shop, aren't we?
Yeah. So yeah, we had a lovely day, a lovely evening. Yeah. So are we on to the admin?
We could do what we're wearing, or do you want to do that afterwards when we get to knitting? Yeah, let's do that afterwards.
Yeah. Do that.
Right. So we've got quite a lot of admin. So we're going to talk about first of all we're going to talk about
Careful with banging the table.
KALs, I think, and then we'll talk about the winners.
Okay.
So this may seem a bit backward, but it's on the 1st of November, we started a new KAL called the Bridgerton Sock-a-long, which is, I'll put the hashtag up on here, but it will be in the description below. TNP Bridgerton SAL Sock-a-long. And I released a new pattern on Wednesday, which is free, the King George socks, which are inspired obviously by the spin-off Queen Charlotte story, and they're free, so everyone can. I did that so that everyone can join in the knit along, and we have 2 ebooks. One has 8 patterns in it, and one has 7 patterns in it. And for the first time, if you buy one, all of the patterns. Sorry, I didn't even say that, did I? All of our patterns are buy one get one free. All the Bridgerton sock
patterns.
Yeah, not all our patterns, all our Bridgerton sock patterns. And all you need to do is put 2 of them in the cart, and the lowest will be free. So all I can say is, well, if you buy both ebooks, you bought all the patterns, and one would be free.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can't use any other offers. So if you want, you can't use the podcast bonus or anything like that.
Yeah, don't put any code.
Don't put any code. It'll just happen. And if it doesn't work, let us know. Yeah, so that's going on till the end of December, and I have designed one more sock for season 3. I'm not doing a whole series because I'm not really up to it. So I've designed one sock that kind of encompasses Colin and Penelope, who are the stars of season 3. And
can't wait.
That is coming out.
I love Colin and Penelope's story.
They're coming out. The season 3 starts in December, but because I've designed the sock with Bird Street yarn, and they would like to promote the yarn, which is a Christmas colourway called Gingerbread. We are releasing the pattern at Flock on the 18th. I'm not actually going to be there, but the pattern will come out. The pattern will come out that day, and the socks will be there, and the yarn will be there. If we get this up in time, tomorrow, the 4th of November, Bird Street Yarn are at Oxford Yarn Store doing a trunk show, and the socks will be there for you to see. I was going to show them, but I forgot they're blocking at the moment. So sorry, everybody. That'll be next time. Yeah, so that's going on. And the idea is just to join in. Whips are allowed. We will be picking prizes from the Ravelry group. I've set up a Ravelry group. There's not going to be an FO thread. Just knit what you want.
Join
as long
in,
as it's a Bridgerton sock. Tell us what you think of them.
We have to see the yarn you're picking.
Yeah, all that kind of stuff. And try and like actually go back and check other people's things and maybe like and check and chat, because it's all about community. And in December we're going to have another sale because it's our birthday, and that money will go to charity. So we're just working that out at the moment, how we're going to do it. I guess it'll still be the same for Bridgerton socks, but you can get other stuff as well. Yeah. Anyway, don't need to know about that right now. So that's the new KAL that started on Wednesday, and then we had for October we had the T&P Cowl KAL, which
say that 10 times.
Yeah,
quickly.
if you watch Ruth Loves to Knit, I love Ruth. It's quite difficult for her to say, but she joined in and knitted ginger ale KAL. Anyway, that finished on the 31st, and the prizes for that are 3. We picked 3 winners, 1 from Instagram and 2 from the Ravelry group, and they win pattern prizes, not necessarily ours. If they want a pattern of ours, that's fine, but don't feel like you have to. And I'm actually going to put the names, I think, on the screen, as well as...
If they wanted to pick a Bridgerton sock, could they get 2 at the moment?
Yeah, of course they could. So we up to about £10, pick a pattern from Ravelry that you really want, and we will buy it for you. And those winners are what is she on Ravelry? Mag1, which is Maggie Harris, which is my lovely friend, but we did do random. So and Fiona 44, and then from Instagram it's Angelamakesni. So that will be in the description box below, and all you have to do is either message me on Ravelry. That would be great, because then I've got 2 Ravelry names, and that's her Ravelry name as well, I think. Anyway, message me however you want to, Instagram, Ravelry, and email, which is in the description box. And tell me what pattern you'd like. Yeah,
and we'll buy you the patterns.
Buy you the pattern. Yeah, cool. And then we have let's do the giveaway yarn. The yarn. So we forgot last.
We were rubbish.
Last episode, I think we were a bit rubbish.
We forgot to do the giveaway.
So you can talk about that.
So we had these 2 lovely skeins of Ainsworth and Prynne from the Knitting Shed.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, it's just the most beautiful. I designed my Axminster cowl shawl. I've got cowls on the brain. Axminster shawl in this.
And this
yarn.
is actually the leftover, isn't it?
Yeah, and
I knitted my Fizzy Pop cowl in this colourway, and it's gorgeous.
Nicola and
Louise
kindly let us give these 2 skeins away as a giveaway. They are Winter Storm, this lovely blue colour, and Plush.
Is that what made you think of carpets and Axminster?
Yeah. And there's like a family connection to Axminster carpets.
Yeah.
So the winner for this is Alice. We picked it was a random comment picker from that podcast, which was podcast 34, and the winner is Alison Adams. Alison is going to knit socks.
Yeah. So that we'll put all
and
these.
It's her favourite yarn. So
I keep saying it, but we'll put all the winners in the description box below, and because also the winner of the Alpine Bloom KAL has not contacted us, so they obviously haven't watched the episode yet. So I think I will message them on Instagram and tell them they've won. But there is a list of people who joined in who we were giving one of our patterns to. So have a look I might have to do a post on Instagram about that, because it was on Instagram, wasn't it? We ran it on Instagram. Yeah. So a few people have contacted me about a pattern, but not everybody. So, yeah.
And then we've got the T&P winner for October. So in our Ravelry group, we have a thread for sharing your T&P whips, and we try every month. Sometimes we miss, but we try every month to pick a winner, and we just pick the one we like.
Yeah,
that's our prerogative. And for October, that's Crafty Joe 90, who knit a beautiful whistle down,
lady whistle
down sweater.
Makes me want to knit one.
And that prize is one of our patterns, isn't it? Or is that?
That prize is any pattern of their choice. Yeah, up to £10.
Right, okay. So that all the information will be in the description box.
Yeah.
So Crafty Joe 90, get in touch. And then the final winner is...
So this is the next quarter.
Yeah.
So 3 months ago, we picked a winner for the Scrappy Sock-a-long, which is... we haven't talked about that one. If you go on the Ravelry group, you can see which ones we're running.
Yeah.
And
but that's a long-term one,
yeah, that's running till February, end of February.
And that prize goes to RNW 18. And this prize is some minis, which are botanical yarn from the July book club.
Did you say what the book was?
Yeah, Paula Hawkins, A Slow Fire Burning. But we thought they were quite appropriate for autumn.
Yeah.
And then there's some a progress
yarn
keeper and some stitch markers to go with that.
Yeah, so that winner is NW18, RNW18. So that will all be mentioned down below if I don't get a chance to add it to the video, which probably isn't going to happen, I'm afraid, people. Right, so is that everything? No, we'll talk about Lonely Socks in a bit. What are we wearing?
So I'm wearing an oldie, but a goodie, and it's finally cold enough to wear it here. This is my Easy V.
Beautiful.
Some people didn't do the colour work on the sleeves, and I think that's a real shame, because like if you could...
It's so fluffy there.
Yeah, I love the
What
sleeves.
mohair did you use?
I used a mixture.
Labiename.
Some of it's drops. Some of it's got sparkle.
The mohair?
Yeah. Can you see the sparkle?
Yeah, I can see the sparkle. You can't see the sparkle. It's beautiful.
And basically, I used this double knitting poetry.
Willow and Lark from
Lovecraft. And then I held a light like a beige mohair with each of the colours. And then I held a dark sparkle mohair.
Oh, it's double
with
mohair.
Double mohair.
Oh, it's lovely.
With the poetry.
Yeah.
I just went up a needle size for the yoke. And I absolutely love it. It's like, it gives like a watercolour wash effect.
And we can...
And this pattern is by Caitlin Hunter, Oil and Knitworks. She's done a few with this style of...
I might look back and see which episode you talked about it, and then we can put that in the show notes so people could go back and listen. Yeah,
but I love everything about it. I love the collar has these like you increase
like a shoulder.
Yeah, like a saddle.
So and that's why you knitted the halo, isn't it?
Yeah,
you like that so much.
Yeah,
yeah.
And I think she's got one other one. Is it Oscar in the same style, maybe? And then it's got this little. You do a little row of knit after your rib.
So it's like, it looks like an I-cord.
So you get that, and then I cast off with a Icelandic cast off. You get that, and I just love it. Absolutely love it. And it's soft enough. This poetry is like obviously commercial yarn.
Yeah.
But it's soft enough. I've just got a vest on, and
like the sleeves. So I'm wearing a DK Material Girl, that I put stripes on, and I knitted it in Stylecraft bamboo cotton, and we can find the episode. I did take up quite a long time to knit this. It's on quite a few episodes, I think.
Yeah, there's a lot of debate, wasn't there?
I decided to
what you do with the hem and everything.
I decided to do short sleeves because, well, not short sleeves, like 3/4 elbow length sleeve, because
Were you running out of yarn?
I was running out of yarn, and I think I got another great ball of green. I was going to say I think I managed to do it, but I didn't. I think I bought another ball of green. So it was probably 400 grams altogether, but used a bit more of the green because I used it for my ribbing and stuff. But actually, this is the first time I've worn it.
Excuse me.
And I really like it.
Yes, it's lovely.
And it's really comfy. So yeah, so I recommend. We love that pattern. The four. We've both knit the 4-ply a few times, haven't we?
Yeah.
And that's by
I've not knit
it's
double
by
knitting
it's
one.
by Shania Bellows, and we will link. Well, we'll tell
It's
you
the
what
one I used for my stripey single stripe, the 4-ply one that
yes,
everybody loves.
yeah,
that
I loved it. Yeah.
single stripe.
And so for the description box, sometimes we put the link and sometimes we don't, and it's because you are limited to the number of. Well, I don't know if we get more subscribers and you get higher up the hierarchy, you get more description box, but we have to we are limited by the number of characters we can put in it. So the thing that will go is the links, because you can look things up
if we
yourself.
put in the right information.
But I just wanted to do this
I
so
was
that
going to say that.
we can have a thumbnail. We've got matching mugs.
Our mugs match our jumpers.
So hopefully I can find that bit to take a
I've
picture.
got fluff in my coffee. Yeah, and I'm just drinking black coffee. Rachel's drinking white coffee.
Yeah. So we are 20 minutes in. How many FOs have you got?
I've got 2 FOs. I've just fallen on the floor.
I've got 3 FOs. Let's talk about this one first, and then you talk about your 2.
Okay.
Yeah, because your 2 are kind of linked, aren't they? So you'll be pleased to know.
This is a big debate. Is it an FO if it's still got the end, needs the end
Yes.
throwing in?
When you cast off the last stitch, I think,
Yeah.
unless it needs to be
I agree.
like a seam sweater,
Yeah.
something. Anyway, I have finally finished the Earth Yarn Maggie.
And we are in agreement that it's beautiful.
Yes, and we actually think with a black coat it would be absolutely stunning. So this is my favourite bit. It got into these pinks and stuff, and then it repeats again because it's literally.
So you end up with.
It's for 2 socks, isn't it? Say. So I ended up with pink.
Yeah. So when you wear it, you get.
I didn't bring the little bits. I had 2 little nuggets left.
When you wear it, you get one end
Yeah.
of one colour and one end of the other.
And we just
colour.
love the Maggie lace at the bottom, and this and the slip stitch detail really shows the yarn changing. And if you don't know, Maggie's shawl, is our charity pattern for Maggie's Oxford. So all the sales.
Oh, look at that.
Wow, maybe that should be our thumbnail. All the proceeds from the sale of this pattern will go to Maggie's Centre Forever. And at the end, if you're in the area, at the end of October, no, end of November, beginning of December, I think it literally is the 30th of November and the 1st of December, although check on their website, they're having a makers market to raise money for Maggie's. And we will be raffling, or they will be raffling 3 of our Maggie shawls. The Joe's Original, my Original, which is pinks and purples and blues, and the wool decanted one, which is plant dyed yarn and is absolutely stunning.
Yeah, the yarn's beautiful.
And so if you're up for that, I think the Thursday is a bit more of a formal thing where they've got a dinner. And the first is a market, and it's £5 to go in for tickets. I think I'm going to try and persuade Mark to take me over there. Unfortunately, it's the day before you go to Florida, so you won't want to take me.
No, I was thinking about whether we would be here.
Yeah. but you'll come later.
Yeah.
Anyway, if we're there or if we're not there, they will be raffling the shawls, and all the money obviously will go to Maggie's, and it's such a good cause. And initially we raised £700, and we've already raised another 150 just from the sale of the pattern. 700 was all the proceeds of our pans for that month.
Literally, if you want something potato chippy,
yeah, you'll need one of
and
your
you're
needles all
not
the
a
time.
sock knitter, like if socks aren't your thing,
Have
the
a
Maggie
Maggie.
shawl is just, you know, 2 skeins.
And you'll also be giving a little bit
So
of
we've
money
done
to charity.
We've done the original one was knit with minis, and you stripe them and you move them in and out and whatever. It's all explaining the pattern. The second one, your one, you knit the same, did you?
Yeah.
My second one, I used scraps and did a whole load of different random stripes.
And then this one was 2 yarns.
Yeah, and I've done one with 2. I did one with a Zara ball.
My next one's going to be
solid.
My next one's
And then the
gonna be
wool
that.
decanted one was
prime
number stripes for the maths geek in the corner.
So it's it's just a lovely. It is a lot, and I really want.
And if you wanted to knit the wool decanted stripe pattern,
you've put them up.
It's on my project on Ravelry.
Yeah, and I've at the moment for some reason I'm wanting to finish whips, so I haven't cast one on. Another one, but I do want to knit one. But I also want to knit one of Joe's new shawl patterns. So I'm gonna. I think I might. You suggested I might have a time off because I finished designing. I've got half a sock I think left to knit for botanical yarn, and then I'm not designing anymore unless I suddenly start feeling a lot more with it. And so I've got time. I have got patterns still coming out, and we don't know. We've got the Maggie sock, and we don't know when to publish it.
I just go for it.
Yeah, I've got a pattern coming out this weekend with botanical yarn, with pixie yarn. So maybe I'll wait. I'll obviously wait till that's over.
Why don't we do it on our birthday?
Yeah,
and it's a while away yet.
But the yarns for that were not in the show notes the last time. Didn't put the colourways in, did we? But they have been.
I asked you. No, they've never been in because you never did it. I've asked you a couple of times now and you've never put them in.
This time we will put them in. So one is black and the other one is something like 3206. And I will.
Are you sure I didn't put it in last time? I think I did.
Was it the time before?
Yeah.
That I didn't. Okay.
I think I did put it in last time.
So I'm quite glad that one's off my needles, because all the time I was knitting it, I wasn't enjoying the yarn. It's quite splitty. I wasn't enjoying the yarn, and I was thinking before I started that one, I'd put together 2 sets of yarn, a darker, a moodier version, and a lighter spring version for a Maggie. And all I could think about was, I wish I was knitting one of those the whole time I was knitting it. So
now it's done.
It's done. It's done. Yeah. And I will be having a Maggie on my needles.
Yeah. I don't have a Maggie at the moment. I do have a few shawls coming up though.
Yes.
So I've just finished.
So in testing at the moment.
Yeah, is the Power of 3, Paige, Phoebe, and Piper. And I'd finished Paige, but I'm re-knitting Paige in a colour that I think goes with the other 2.
Yeah.
And then I wanted to finish Phoebe and Piper before, the first, so I did that kind of just before the pattern was ready, and then just after.
You had to get so far to get right the pattern, didn't you?
So this is Piper. So Piper is the lace one,
And the back,
and
it's just as
the back.
So it's
You could
reversed.
wear it whichever way you wanted. Because of the I cord, there isn't really a right side and a wrong side.
Sew your ends in nicely.
Yeah, I sew, because this is one skein, you get one end at the beginning and one end at the end, and I just tuck it up the eye
basket weave, like a basket weave.
tuck it up the I cord.
And what yarn's this?
This is Bird Street sock yarn in the colourway Ephemera. I don't know if they still do it.
I think they do, but not. It's not one of their in the shop all the time.
Yeah. And it's quite a nice long shawl. I usually wear it and I tie it.
Yeah, nice.
And then it like just goes.
Did you bring the other one
in
with
your
you?
coat? The other one is here.
But you're going to show the.
I'm going to show the one I'm knitting to go with that. And then so that's Piper. And then Phoebe is knit in Knitting for Olive cotton merino. So
a solid,
and it's this basket weave texture, the same texture that was used on the Salvia Solace.
So if you're not into yarn overs and lace and stuff,
yeah,
this is the one for you.
So this is Knits and Pearls.
But you get all the pattern. You get all 3 patterns when you buy the pattern.
Yes.
And when is the date you're thinking of?
So the test knit is due to finish on the 25th of November. So but I think we might be ready by then. So it'll come out ready for people to knit, gift knit.
Cool.
Because I think a couple of weeks you can knit it's like 100 grams of.
Yeah, so we did it at the end of November. You don't really want, this is going to sound awful, but you don't really want to launch a new pattern and then have buy one get one free and all the money go to charity. And that isn't, because we give a lot of money to charity and we love our charities we support, but Joe's done a lot of work for this, and so it's for the charity. Yeah, I think we'll try and release it at the end of November. Yeah,
it's actually a lot more work than I'd anticipated. I was thinking, it's 3 shawls. They're all based on they got the stitch counts from like the first one, but the patterns are quite a different number of rows, different stitch.
I like the back of this one as well. Yeah.
So so it was a bit more work than anticipated, but I think it's going okay. I want to be loving it.
This is the one that I want to knit, and I think I might do it in my. Although I've brought a yarn to show you. Sorry, I jumped the table. I brought a yarn to show you that I was thinking of knitting it in. See what you think.
And I'm going to knit this one again in a double knitting. A solid double knitting.
Have you got?
Just see. I've got a cone from Wensleydale long wool.
Oh yeah, you said.
That I'm going to knit. I bought it for a sweater, but I'm never going to knit a DK sweater. So yeah, going to knit that again.
You bought it to knit a whistle down, didn't you?
I bought it
when I was doing whistle down with
maybe. I can't remember. I was thinking that I might knit the Lily Kate sweater that I make, but I'm going to knit one of them in it.
So is that all your FOs?
That's my FOs, yeah.
So I finished my October socks for my Bird Street Yarn Challenge. So just quickly, if you don't know, every month, I gave myself a challenge this year to knit 12 of my Bird Street skeins that were already in my stash. I have added a few of their skeins to my stash this year, but I have knitted now 10 pairs, and this is the colourway Fall In For You, which is absolutely beautiful. And I've shown them before because they were a whip last time.
It's the colourway I used in my
Alpine
Bloom, the contrast.
And they are lovely, and these are for me. Was I going to give them to you?
Well, they would be nice to wear with my Alpine Bloom. I've got some yarn left over that I'm going to knit some shorties.
Okay, so you can show your feet.
I can show my feet, yeah.
And then...
Excuse me, this jumper, I keep getting fluff up my nose, apologies.
So since the last episode, I don't know if I mentioned it.
I think you showed the yarn.
The orange.
I vaguely remember you talking about it, whether you just talked about it to me.
So I had a commission. So as you know, we've talked about before, my stepmom's sister is an amputee and has one leg, and very proudly doesn't wear a prosthesis, just has one leg. And we love Mary. She's great. And she is the person who told us about the shoe exchange, and the sock. We were thinking about lonely socks. So anyway, we'll talk about that in a minute. She asked me to knit her a knee high, which I've never knitted before, and one knee-high sock, and she wanted an orange one to match her dry robe, which she wears when she goes, they call it wild swimming? Like outdoor swimming all year round. So I had dyed, I didn't bring the rest of the yarn with me.
I don't think it matters.
There's
Enough of it there.
For some reason, I think we were dyeing when it was myeloma awareness or something.
I think it was the dyes that we had were very primary.
So
not primary.
I dyed an orange yarn with some navy blue speckles, and it matches amazingly. So this is the knee high, which is fairly long. So a normal foot, and from about there is a normal sock, just 64 stitches. The calf, the beginning and the calf shaping, I've done using a pattern by Regia, which is just a free pattern. If you search for knee-high socks, it's in the free patterns in Ravelry. But I quite like it. So yeah, so now I've shown it to you.
It's a lot more tonal than I'd anticipated.
So when now I've shown it to you, I can send it to Mary.
It's got a nice long cuff.
So she can, I knitted it the length.
You can turn it over.
Yeah, so the length with the cuff folded over is the length of her leg. Yeah. So, like it. I actually quite enjoyed it. It's a lot of knitting.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised.
How much yarn did you have left over?
I had not enough to do another one. 45 grams. So that's a 55 gram sock, which is quite a lot.
Because that's like a pair of socks. 60 grams would kind of be a pair, wouldn't it?
Yeah, so it was a lot of knitting. And then we've received some more Lonely Socks, which are lovely. These are from Julie Simpson, who has I think she's now Disley Sisters Create or something like that. She changed her, you probably know her from Instagram, or from YouTube. She does a lot of lives, and every week every month she does a sock yarn giveaway and stuff like that. She's test knitting for you.
She is test knitting for me.
And she knitted a sparkling fountain sweater. She bought the kit from Botanical Yarn and knitted a lovely sweater. Anyway, these are from Julie. So we've got 3 Lonely Socks. So we've now probably got about 15 pairs. So I'm going to contact
15 Lonely Socks.
Yeah, 15
singles. The whole point is they're not pairs.
But I was thinking that if anyone has knitted a pair they don't like, 2 people could have a Lonely Sock. So, because apparently Mary and Fran, our stepmom, were on holiday having a week away together doing some swimming and all sorts of things. And Fran was very envious that Mary had 2 socks that she could wear, didn't have to wear at the same time. Fran has 2 socks as well, but she has 2 feet. And she wore them for like 3 days. And then she thought, I can't wear these any more longer. And put her normal hiking sock in. And after about half an hour, she had to change it back to the hand knitted socks. So I will be trying to knit her another pair for Christmas or birthday. Her birthday's in December as well. And yeah, but that's see, hand knitted socks for the win.
I like this yarn.
And Mary got to wear her 2 socks on.
We don't know what yarn it is, do we?
No.
Julie, if you're watching, what yarn was this one? Because I love it.
Yeah. So they are lovely. Thank you so much to everyone who sent us socks.
Yeah.
And we will be sending some off soon, because we've got quite a little pile now. So that's all the FOs and the Lonely Socks.
Start with the whips.
Yeah. On to whips.
This is
how many whips have you got? 3.
4.
Good, I've got 3.
This is Paige.
Oh, beautiful.
So I'm re-knitting because I think
the garter one.
I think this goes
Oh, it's beautiful.
nicely, and I'm hoping to have it finished before flock, and I'm hoping to persuade 2 other people to have some photos taken with me. So this yarn is Gingerbread Martini from Bird Street. It's beautiful. It has a gold stellina. I don't know if you can see.
It's absolutely stunning.
But I love it. And I was knitting it in the office in the week,
So
and
Christmassy.
everybody was like, "Oh, I love that! I love that!"
So Christmassy.
Yeah.
You're going to wear it loads.
And I'm keeping it in a little grey girl sock bag. Yeah, one skein shawl fits.
How far's that?
So this is section. I just finished section 2.
Right.
So I'm on to the straight bit where you don't do any
Right.
increases.
So you need to weigh. That's why you need to weigh.
I've got to weigh it, and then I can work out how much I can use for the middle.
Yeah. So in the
section.
pattern, Jo gives you really good instructions on how to get the most out of your yarn.
Well, I'm asking my testers to read it all and make sure it makes sense, because sometimes I write things like that and it doesn't,
Right.
because it's formulas and things.
Well, it
And
actually
my
makes
brain
sense.
works in one way.
Well,
and
my
other
brain
people's-
works differently to yours, and it still made sense to me.
Oh, right, that's okay then.
But who knows?
Yeah. So that's like when I'm in a meeting and I can't
Yeah.
really concentrate, work
Mhm.
on it,
Yeah.
knitting. But I really like it.
Yeah.
And the yarn's beautiful.
Which one should I talk about first?
I don't know what you've got.
So I keep all of my all my active whips in my knitter's caddy by Hohe from the Grocery Girls, and I love this one especially because of the extra pocket, because it's actually got pockets. So it literally goes upstairs and downstairs depending on, well, it comes down with me in the morning with all my projects in, and it goes upstairs with me at night. I love it. And I'm also knitting on a Hohe project. So I have shown this before, and I hope that everybody who watched the last episode can see what progress I have made. So I can't remember.
I'm using a wooden needle.
Yeah, it's a fixed chow-goo. So I can't remember where I was last time. I wasn't halfway, and I've now done all of this. I think I might have been.
I think you were on this bit.
No, I've definitely done more than that.
Are you sure?
Had I done 2 mohairs? Was I not on the on the thinner section?
I don't know, maybe you were.
Right, so yeah, so I'm now on the last of these finer sections, which I used alpaca 1 rather than mohair on. And then there's just an edging, another bit like that.
Right, it's not. I don't think it's as big as I thought it was going to be.
It's wider than she said. I didn't swatch. It's wider than. So my stitch gauge is
You
off.
can block it.
But the other thing is that I have got this much left, and I haven't started the second skein yet.
Oh right.
So what I was thinking was that I would perhaps do another repeat.
Yeah.
And make it longer. What do you think?
I would give it a steam.
She in the pattern it's supposed to be 54 inches, and my
Right.
halfway was, I think, was 24 rather than 27.
Right.
So
So it'd be 6 inches.
but that wasn't
shorter.
blocked.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a question of, is it actually going to go wrap around my neck if it's not as long as.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's any harm in adding another, unless other than are you bored of it?
No, I enjoy it.
Well, that's okay then.
So this has to be finished by the end of November. But I thought,
Does it?
KAL goes on.
Oh, the
September.
KAL, yeah. Sorry, I forgot
Well,
you were knitting it as
I'm
part
not
of the KAL.
actually joining it. I haven't posted any pictures or anything. But I thought what I would do is perhaps when I finished that. So this is the yarn for the thinner bit, like the alpaca one.
Have you got more of that?
No. You have. You haven't finished your Cecil yet. So what I was thinking was weigh it when I finish. No, we're going tomorrow. Just buy another ball.
Yeah.
because you do a lot of tassels at the end.
Yeah.
And Joe has said that if I cut the yarn,
Oh no! You said I'll cut the yarn and you can do the tassels, and I haven't agreed to it.
I'll make it quicker. She needs to help me, everybody.
I haven't agreed yet. We're working on the compensation.
Okay. So this is called a Place of Peace. I haven't said that. Place of Peace shawl, which it obviously isn't, by Jojob Locatelli, and I'm using Alpaca 1 and Alpaca 2 by Isaiah, and the colourways, the numbers are...
Do you know, I think I would do the tassels in pink.
Yeah, I was thinking that actually. Shall I buy I've got a ball of pink, I think. 61 is the pink.
I'd buy a ball of the pink.
And Alpaca, and 40 is the colourway for the green for both of them. So those are my yarns. And I love it. I do 30 minutes of knitting in the morning on all my whips, which I think is why I have less whips for some finishing stuff.
Yeah.
But also I'm not craving casting lots of stuff on because I can see that I want to work on my whips. Yeah. So this is what I do. I'm gonna laugh. How's it on? Where's the latest one? There. I do this. And every day cross off when I've done my 30 minutes of knitting on that project.
Okay.
Because I love it. I also stay in bed and do it. I know I'm fortunate in that respect, people. Yeah, so that is the Place of Peace. And it got too big for its bag. So it's now living in a butternut handmade big,
lovely
big bag, which we love. Conchita's bags. Go and check her out. You'll notice that we use them quite a lot. Oh.
So the next whip that I've been working on the most, which is my morning knitting before I start work, and how much I get done depends on what time I wake up with a snory husband.
But that's like your 30 minutes of knitting.
Yeah, this is my olive cardigan. Also by Jojob. And this is I'm actually keeping a record of how many rows I've done.
Oh wow. Maybe I am rubbing off on her.
So you start with this little bit of garter, and then you cast on either side.
Pick up.
You cast on either side.
Oh.
And then you knit the back.
Careful.
And then you pick up and knit the fronts.
So you are nearly...
So I've done one front.
Lovely.
And I've started the next front. I'm using a little progress keeper that I made.
Joe's knitting is absolutely gorgeous on this.
The yarn is beautiful.
Yeah.
It smells so sheepy.
The yarn is
from Laxton's. It's BFL Masham.
What's that
in
doing?
a natural. That was just my progress keeper.
Oh right. Not showing anything.
No. And this is still on the first ball. I've got 5. I don't think I'm going to need 5.
Just holding it like that.
I'm hoping that I might get away with 3 balls. And then
the garter is lovely.
if I can get away with 3 balls, I'll have 2. I've got a 3rd one in the
ombre,
and then a dark, and do a colour work in it as well.
Gorgeous. Do an Isabel Kramer pattern.
Yeah.
Lovely.
So yeah, I'm loving this yarn, and the whole. In fact, I'm loving the whole thing. And who doesn't need a Who doesn't need a grey? It's a ear cuff.
That's not a progress.
It's just in there. Who doesn't need a grey cardigan?
Yeah, lovely.
So yeah, so that's my mindless knitting.
And I've decided that my next, whenever I do a garment again, it's going to be Hoagie's new short cardigan pattern, which is called
Something of gold.
Irish Gold.
Yeah.
And I'm going to knit it with my Laxton yarn.
Oh yes. This is I think I showed it last time.
Yeah.
The Fat Squirrel sweater bag.
It's lovely.
Yeah.
They're beautiful.
I love those colours.
You've got the same, both got the same, haven't we?
Yeah.
So I've also made quite a lot of progress on this, I think, since it has been nearly 3 weeks, hasn't it? But I was worried that I wasn't going to have enough yarn, and now I think I'm going to be fine.
Cool.
So this is the Quayside Tee by Tanis Lovely of Tanis Fibre Arts, and I'm knitting it in Rowan Felted Tweed, which is gorgeous yarn. And
do you have a navy blue long sleeve top?
I do, funnily enough.
No, you just don't find it. You don't see them very often.
It's got
navy.
It's got this cable and eyelet detail down each side. This is the back, and I'm about 10 rows from my length.
You're on another wooden needle.
Yeah, bamboo. For my length, the length that I need, I've got about 10 rows to go, and then I have to do a little back, 2 sides of the back shaping, and I've still got that much yarn on my second ball. So
how many balls have you got?
I've got 5.
Oh yeah, you're gonna have
Yeah,
because you use slightly less for the front.
Yeah.
I guess you get a bigger dip.
Yeah.
Is it a V?
No.
You get a bigger dip at the front,
Yeah.
so you use slightly less, and then
And
you've
then
just
I've
got
just
little tiny
2
cuffs.
little cuffs to do. Yeah.
Are they cable, the cuffs?
I think so.
They add another cable.
I think so.
Oh, that's really cute.
Or it might be 2x2 rib, because it's 2x2 rib at the bottom. I'm not 100% sure.
It's quite woolly, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh God, I've got crumbs on my tops. So
Rachel's an avid toast eater.
I am. So yeah, so I just happened to have I had 2 balls of contrast in my stash, and one was grey, and I picked this colour. I think I picked the right one.
That was lovely, yeah.
And I'm just going to delve in here.
Yeah, because there's little bits of brown in that one, isn't there?
I'm just going to delve in here and try and tell you
Which one's which?
I need my glasses. So that one is definitely 170, the navy blue, and it's called something like Seafarer.
I don't know if the light's that good, but it's navy blue, and it's got brown and brighter blue and white.
And then the contrast is shade 157.
And they're meant to be together, aren't they?
I think they are. I bought the one originally to knit a hat.
Yeah.
Because I had some mohair that matched, and I was thinking about putting mohair on the stripes, but I think I picked right by not doing it.
Yes.
So yeah, so we're going on a trip a week today. We're going to Oslo, and I was hoping to be wearing it. So I don't think that's going to happen.
No.
But I might take it and finish it there, maybe.
Well, we've got a weekend. We're going on Friday, and I'm coming back on Monday, and you're staying till the next Friday.
Yeah.
So you have got a few days when you're not going to be doing
No,
lots
because
of stuff,
Tuesday
when you're on your own,
and Tuesday and Wednesday are my worst chemo days. So I'll probably be staying in and sleeping a lot.
Yeah. So you might get something done as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
Cool. So this is my least worked on.
Right.
And I'm just going to show it very briefly because I can't even remember how much I've done since last time. It's my northeasterly, which
have you done some?
I've started calling my southwesterly because I live in the southwest of England. So yeah, I've just added this little section here, I think.
Yeah. I think you were on this one.
Yeah, on the alpaca.
Yeah.
And I've just added a little bit of fluffy, suri, and then some beigey. It's slightly going into a different browns. This was left over from my Maggie. That little bit of sour ball. And then I've got this little baggie of bits that are going to be added in.
And how
next.
long are you going to do it?
Quite long. I'm thinking.
Are you going to go sideways or are you going to go lengthways?
I'm going to go lengthways.
Right.
And I'm thinking maybe 60 inches.
Very good.
Yeah.
Don't give you that.
No. So there's like little. I love these little IKEA snack bags for holding the yarn.
Joanna manages to cram projects into the smallest
Well,
bags.
obviously it's not going to stay in here
No.
all of its life, is it? But yeah, I haven't done any for a while because I've been knitting on those one skein.
That's a good one for 30 minutes of knitting in the morning.
Yeah, once I've done olive, I might be doing that. And I'm keeping this in my cocoon tree bag.
Oh yeah, I didn't show
that
my
I
bag for the...
bought at Yarndale. And I absolutely love this fabric.
I didn't talk. Let's quickly show my yarn corn Stitcher Tees bag, which has got my Quayside tea in it. So,
Is that your last whip?
this is my last whip. And for some reason, I wound this by hand this time on my Swift, but I think the reason is that there's so much stuff around where my Swift normally sits that I could not have sat and wound a skein of yarn, so I did it by hand. But this is Mistletoe Kisses by Bird Street Yarn.
And this is your November sock.
And this is my November sock, and I sent you a picture because these are the ones from my Bridgerton socks that my friend, I gave her the choice and she chose my favourites. So I've just done the cuff, and so next time I'll show you a bit more. And then this is quite, I can show it's quite old stash, Mr. B yarns before they were Bird Street.
That's the Queen Charlotte.
And that is in
Ephemera.
No, it was she dyed it for me.
Tea.
And it was
Tea.
it was based on their, was it Lady Grey or Earl Grey? They did Earl Grey, and I think they did Lady Grey for me, I think. Yes, so I'm quite happy to have a pair of those because I have King George socks. So I have
Yes.
the King George socks, which I should have shown because it's a new design out this week. I have shown them. It's quite a unisex pattern. Obviously, I tried to do unisex patterns for the for some of my sock patterns. But anyway, yeah, I just started that yesterday. But that pattern, honestly, the Queen Charlotte knits itself. You just want to keep doing. It's like a 32 row.
Oh, right.
And you just want to keep
So by
doing.
the time you've done two,
You finish the leg, and then so it's quite good. And that's living in my little grey girl bag, which I got at Unravel. And we love these ones, don't we?
Yeah, we do.
Hopefully, Jem, if you watch, you have some Christmas ones. I'd like a Christmas one. Oh, I've got pins and needles in my foot for some reason.
That's weird. And my last whip is in my petite knit bag.
The only petite knit thing you've ever bought.
Yeah, I've never bought one of her patterns.
Sorry, I don't know why I'm laughing.
It's a lovely bag.
We were talking about this the other day, that when you design and you're busy, it's very hard to knit other people's patterns. Obviously, if you want a sweat, you don't design sweaters. No. So if you want a sweater, you knit it.
But I've bought shawls and I
never knit them.
Never knit them. So this is the pattern. I've now started writing it up. And it now has a name. So I'm knitting it in, I've shown this yarn before, just very quickly flash the colours. It's being knit in merino, knitting for olive merino, in the colour blood orange and cloud or sky. I like to think of it as a cloud rather than sky, but I love those two colours.
Yeah.
And this is Simon,
who is
to join the family, the family of male shawls from my family. So Simon is my oldest brother
and my stem cell donor. And we love him. We love them both.
Yeah.
But Simon's.
And I'm absolutely loving this pattern. It's a very simple garter slip stitch.
I want one.
Yeah. And I'm now on the middle section, just the straight knitting straight.
When are you going to write this pattern?
I've started writing it.
So if I knit a quick Phoebe,
yeah, you can cast on Simon.
I might join the tester group.
Yeah.
Now I'm not. I'll only have to knit my birdsuit socks next month.
Yeah. Maybe you and Maggie could test it, and I wouldn't need anybody else.
No, run a test. We like it, and people love them. Your shawls now.
Yeah.
It's
so that's Simon. He's coming on.
Mine's navy blue and what?
And I've got an acquisition for my next one.
Ooh, exciting.
So we can move on to acquisition.
Well, I'm gonna no.
Oh no.
I'm just gonna reach over there. Try not to shake doobie what's. Oh, sorry everybody. My acquisition has fallen. We can lead into acquisitions with this next.
Okay, what's in there then?
In here, so I bought this Woolly Originals bag at Yorkshire Yarn Fest.
Is she going to be there this year?
I don't know. And I have chosen yarn, to knit my Phoebe.
Oh yeah.
Which I will cast, I think I might cast on for the journey. We're going somewhere today.
Have you got V3 of a pattern?
I will have them in my email. This is yarn, singles, so it'd be lovely for a shawl, that I bought from a shop in Washington State. My friend took me to Tolt Fine Yarns. On the way, we had lunch, and on the way back, she said, I'm sure I've seen another yarn shop around here. So we ended up going, I can't remember what it's called. This is local to them, and it's called the colourway. I've lost the tag. This is unfortunately. The colourway was something to do with sunsets and cowgirls. So yeah, so I think that would be lovely for. And it's going to be living in my Woolly Originals bag with
Notions pouch.
my Woolly Originals notion pouch, which if you her shop updates just go mad. It's mad. You have to be there right on time. This is why it's lovely to meet her at show. But she had one of these left, which matches my bag. So that will be living in there as well. And with my Yorkshire Yarn Fest badge. But her bags are just, if you can afford it, and they're just amazing because she machine knits the fabric herself. Designs.
They dye the yarn.
They dye the yarn. She designs the patterns. It's amazing, and she has collaborated with yarn dyers in the past. But now they're getting into like plant dyed and stuff like that. So it's absolutely brilliant. Like environment, they're really environment. We met the yarn dyer at Yarn was called Bearwood Originals. She's Woolly Originals. Yeah. They were, I think.
Yeah.
Anyway, I love it. Treated myself to that. And then what have you bought?
I have bought.
I've only got three books.
I bought
hardly anything. I've got three.
I bought some bags too.
I've got 3 balls of yarn.
So,
I want this so badly.
You hold them up because I need to find the Etsy shop that I bought them from.
So this is a bit of a strange one. A beautiful fabric. Oh no, it's it's like one of those Japanese boxy bags, and it's got like a yarn thing to fit your yarn through. Isn't that beautiful fabric? Oh, and it's got this thing to hold it onto things. What do you call it? Lobster clasp. Isn't that beautiful? That one. Are they all from the same place?
Yeah. Knitting bag and case.
And then there's another one in here.
At the moment, they've got an offer, 10% off using Christmas. Oh, that might be an Etsy offer, 10% off using Christmas.
That's beautiful, isn't it, as well?
Yeah, and I really like the it's a green cord and it's got like a...
So it stays closed.
Yeah.
Very nice. And then the one that I would really want is this yarn ball. Isn't it beautiful?
And you can, you can make it bigger.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to go and have a look. Although my husband he always says no. So whenever I leave the house, he says no project bags. Doesn't even know where I'm going. Well,
yeah. So that's my project bag.
He wouldn't know if they were new or not when you get it.
And you know when you just love a fabric and you're like,
that's beautiful. Right. So I ordered this from. We'll talk about that one when you talk about your stuff.
Okay.
So I saw Georgia from Wool at Bath. Wool, the wool shop in Bath called Wool. She's Wool Bath on Instagram, and she was talking about this sock yarn. So this is quite a dark.
I didn't see it last night.
That's the kind that is that dark, with these lovely green. And this is by Knit Pro. So it's Symphony. It's based. The colours I think are based on the colourways they've done for their needles, which is a lovely. I think it's lovely because they were the ones that everyone started with.
Yeah.
So it's beautiful. It's got these like burgundies, and that's going to make a beautiful pair of socks. And it's so soft. She said, she was talking about it, I was like, I need some. So yeah, 380 metres. So it is a different blend. It's a 75-25.
Yeah.
Look at that. I love that there. Like a minky bit. Yeah, so that's going to be a winter pair of socks. And then, you know, when you can't just buy one. I did only buy two, but you can't just buy one. Rowan Classic Sock they've brought out these solid colours, and I just like this one, which is number 10 or 40. 10. And I think it's citrine is the colourway. But check out Wool Bath. I personally didn't think of them to buy online, but yeah, they're really excellent service. And yeah, so I'm going to enjoy. Yeah. That might actually not be socks, sadly. It's beautiful. I think it might have to be a hat. No, it might make me look even more yellow. But yeah, I love it. So check out Rowan Sock it's very like a single. Yeah. Not applied yarn, but the socks. I knitted them for my stepmom. They were beautiful, weren't they? Yeah, so yeah, that's that. Cool. So where are you going to start?
I'll do this first. And this is going to make a lot
of
noise.
Huh? I've drunk all my drink.
Oh. So I shopped Sally Trollope's these stash.
And she's going to crinkle now. Just
show
a couple.
Oh yeah, I'm not going to show all of them. These are from Open Sky Yarns, which is a South African dyer. And I thought, I'm never going to get their yarn. Yeah. So I'm going to take advantage of Sally's tea stash. 15 minis, 15 20-gram minis in all of these beautiful colours.
They're definitely your colours.
And it's called Warm Breeze, the colourway. And I don't know what I'm going to do with them. They may go into my... I don't know. I might knit a shawl and then use the leftovers from in northeasterly.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
But they're like browns and blues and greys and greens and
there's a bright turquoise, isn't there?
Yeah, purple. So yeah, I love. Let's just show the blues.
Wow, look at those. Gorgeous. Yeah, it's nice to.
So it might look nice, Maggie.
Yeah. Yeah, try and do fade, couldn't you?
Yeah. So that was a bargain. Thank you, Sally. And then, of course, when I went to Meg's birthday, I had to buy some yarn from there. This was the birthday bag design that she's had done. So it's a tattoo artist who's done her design for her. No frills, second birthday. And she also has had
No frills knitting.
some tattoos, temporary tattoos. So you've got one of those. And I've got one from
How do you do that?
You just wet it, I think.
Right, okay.
Shows you how to do it on the back. They were all wearing them here.
Right, you didn't.
I didn't put it on. No. And then I won a skein of this in the Lucky Dip. Cotton Soft Candy DK, which I'm going to donate to your friend who crochets. Well, you can have it. And then I bought yarn for my next Simon. And I am going to knit my next Simon in this. I think I mentioned on the last podcast that I really loved this green. Really dark, it's called bottle green. And I guess it is like a wine bottle.
It's beautiful
colour.
It's actually a little bit, it's a bit less olive in real life, I think.
Yeah. And I'm pairing it with this mohair. I'm going to hold the mohair double.
Beautiful.
This is called Ten 106 Kremke Soul Wool. The Knitting Frolic didn't have this bright pink.
Yeah.
And the pink it had wouldn't have made, it just wasn't wow enough.
Brilliant.
So I love it.
Yes, that's exciting. And she's now made me think about putting mohair in my Simon.
Ooh.
But
and I also bought Rachel a present.
yes, she did. She bought me a ball of sock yarn by Kremke called Edelweiss, and it is, I can't read it, recycled
4-ply sock wool from recycled PET bottles, non-superwash. So it's 75% virgin wool and 25% polyester.
So I'm going to knit a pair of socks that have like a knit purl, like a Gansey, I think, like a Gansey patterns on socks because it's a solid.
Yeah, nice.
And this colour is 416. So if you look up Kremke Soul Edelweiss.
I've got a cream ball of that, and I'm going to knit a pair of Collins.
Yeah, Colin is, you need to use very lightly speckled or solid, yeah, for Colin. So that's all we've bought.
Yeah.
And we haven't done too badly, hour and 15. So all that's left to remain, oh my God, all that remains to be said is join in our KALs. Comment below if you're joining in the KAL. We've got no giveaways this week. Yeah, so just, but we love your comments. And when we're not having a giveaway, people are calling them giveaways now, so they don't get bots. We wouldn't get a bot because we're not
Big enough.
yeah. So basically, when there's a giveaway, I don't reply to the comments unless it's a very quick answer to some question or something, because then they count as comments. So, but it'd be lovely to get some. Tell us what you think of our knits and things, like which of the power of 3 would you knit and stuff like that. And then we can reply.
Or which socks you're going to knit for the Bridgerton Sock-a-long.
The Bridgerton Sock-a-long. And yeah, check us out have a look on Instagram for my pattern that's coming out this weekend. The pattern will be on Ravelry, but Sophie from Pixie Yarn and I have been promoting the yarn and the socks because her son took some beautiful pictures for me. So yeah, it's gonna be lovely. And that's coming out tomorrow. Cool. And yeah, so just we've had a few more subscribers recently. So if you like what we're doing, hit the subscribe button, and it just helps us to be seen by more people, I think. It's quite interesting you get the like a weekly update from YouTube Studio, and a lot of lately people have seen us from what's coming next rather than like a recommended, you know, like the next thing that plays is us.
Right.
So that's quite an interesting thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was trying to say goodbye. Never stop talking.
I think you get that from Dad.
Yeah.
Anyway, lovely to chat with everybody and share all our things.
Yeah.
We're off to have lunch with one of my oldest friends
from uni,
who I met the very first day of university. And
she held Joe's bag and she hasn't stopped since.
She's in Cheltenham, and we may have a little sneaky peek into the Cheltenham yarn shop if we get time. And then tomorrow we're going to Oxford Yarn Store. Next weekend we're going to Oslo. We're going to go to the yarn shopping in Oslo.
Yeah.
Then we come back and I've got Flock. You're coming back.
I'm coming back.
Then we got to Yorkshire for Yorkshire Yarn Fest.
That might be our next time we get to podcast. Although we are going to be together in Norway, it's not going to be suitable really to podcast. And it's only a week.
Yeah.
So what we'll do is we'll say it'll be the 25th of November. We might drive up to the hotel and then podcast in the afternoon. Yeah. That's a good idea. Okay. Cool. But thanks for sticking out this long if you have. And have a lovely weekend. Yeah. Hopefully I'll be able to get this up tonight.
Yeah, and hopefully you'll get lots and lots of knitting time. Because we're going to.
Yes.
See you soon, everybody. Bye.